construction of roads, schools, and other facilities for our people. State government has, local government has, and individuals too. Because of the overblown population that we have not cared to control over the years, it has made it impossible for us to talk about preserving land. Even government forest reserves, today they are occupied. So it is impossible for me in Benue State in particular. There is nowhere you can have empty 5 hectares of land anywhere. As the food basket of the nation, our people are peasant farmers. The economy of the state is sustained by these farmers with support from the civil service. Outside that, there are no major industries in my state. There are no revenue generating agencies that can support the economy of the state as others are. So when you take this land away from our people, it means you're impoverishing us. We are hardworking, we're ready to do the work, and so on. This was my argument. And I argued this to the presidency. I sat one-on-one with the president and told him that this is impossible. He insisted that there must be opening further of cattle routes. And I argued with him, how is it going to work? The land has not increased from 1950 when these cattle routes were designated and so on. The land has not increased, but the population has increased. Rather than increasing from the 923,000 square kilometers, it has further decreased because of the ceding of Bakassi to the Cameroons. So for me, after due analysis and research, we discovered that ranching remains the global best practice because where you have ranching like Brazil and India, Brazil with over 270 million heads of cattle. We have not had any crisis with farmers and herdsmen anywhere because they ranch their cattle. The same thing in India, in America, in other parts of Europe, Argentina, with over 100 million heads of cattle, in China, over 100 heads of cattle. And from the records available to me, what you have in Nigeria, the cattle there are not up to 30 million heads of cattle. But they are creating so much pains and havoc and destruction against our people. So what we need to do is to ranch, because ranching remains the global best practice for animal husbandry. And I think it would be too much. That will even provide opportunities and jobs for other people. As a farmer back home in my state, I have over 500 heads of cattle, and I have ranched my cattle, and they are doing well. They give birth better than what other ones roaming from one end to the other do. And I have provided jobs for people who bring feeds to our ranch. Instead of wasting ripe straw and chaff and all that, after harvesting, people go there to those fields and gather those things and sell to our farm. They also make their money. So, Mr. President insisted with me, one-on-one, that except we open cattle road, there will be no peace. And as a president, I told him, sir, it is impossible. Why should the Fulanis carry AK-47 and terrorizing people? And he told me his own solution to this problem is to ensure that we have cattle routes, because that is what was in the 50s. And if any herdsman derail with his cattle to anybody's farm, then that person will be held responsible. That herdsman will be held responsible. But you cannot confine the Fulanis who over the years have been moving from one end to the other across West Africa and you cannot come and confine them in Nigeria that they should not move. That when it is wet season, they move to the south. When it is rainy season, they move. When it is dry season, they move to the south. When it is rainy season, they move back to the north. And you cannot confine them. So those are my reasons, because it is not about hearsay. I sat one-on-one with Mr. President, and I spoke about the issue of herdsmen carrying AK-47 and other sophisticated weapons. And they also defended it, that because the herdsmen they are vulnerable to attack by cattle rustlers and thieves that come to steal their cattle, so they have the right to carry those weapons so that they can protect themselves. And so, after the reports of the National Economic Council chaired by the Vice President, it was decided, because some of our northern brothers, governors, felt that, well, they have the land to provide for open grazing. And I led the discussion to say that, well, if you have the land, do open grazing. But for a state like Benue State, we don't have the land. We cannot do open grazing. And it was decided that those that have the land should do open grazing, and those that do not have should do ranching or adopt the method they want. Do you know that, Mr. President, the National Economic Council is his own council chaired by the Vice President? When this report was submitted, Mr. President rejected it. And that was when the issue of cattle colony came in. And this was rejected, and he brought Yoruba. And when it was rejected, Mr. President went back again and told his own honorable member from Katsina State to sponsor this bill of called water bill. You're talking about water bill, and you're also talking about land. If it is water, it is within state. The Land Use Act is very specific about who owns the land and who appropriates the land on behalf of the people. It is the governors. The land, they know that they cannot change the constitution at this time. Also, they intend to introduce this in the land ready. I'm told that 3 kilometers from the river bank will be given to the federal government to mine for the waterways, as they are doing now. In my state, even the current waterways bills are challenges. We are in civil court with the federal government because it is a contradiction to the provisions of the Constitution of the Land Use Act. So, we are on with that. That was why I resisted it, and luckily others too joined, and that was thrown out. And bringing this bill back also shows you that there is a hidden agenda. Otherwise, look at our country, Nigeria today. We are faced with multiple problems. Why can't we sponsor the rewriting of our constitution, owing to the fact that the current constitution is a product of the military, and it cannot give us the required support to lead a democratic system that will provide justice, equity, and fairness for all. The imbalance in the constitution as we have it today can never and will never bring us to the kind of democracy that we need, except we have a democratically constitution by the people themselves, because democracy is government by the people, for the people. And for the people. So we cannot take military government that is autocratic and issues decree and turn decrees into a democratic process. So this is the point. It is an evil bill and still exists, and I'm surprised that those, especially who have waterways within their state, have not come out to resist this evil. Because I am told that somebody said somewhere that governor signed. That is a lie from the pit of hell. I'm not part of that. And I won't talk for any other governor in Nigeria. But I'm talking for myself that we're not part of that. We did not amend anything there or contribute in representing this bill in whatever way whatsoever. Take a place like Lagos State. If this bill passes and is signed into law, where will Lagos control? Where will Ogun have control over land again? In my state, if it passes, it means government house is close to the river bank. It means government house will also be part of federal government controlling it. And so the country can come anyhow, government house, and there will be no sanction against it. I have a law prohibiting open grazing in every state, and it's effective. Since the establishment of the law, it came into effect in 2017, we have arrested over 20,000 heads of cattle, quarantined them. Those who came to pay fine, they paid the fine and they took them away. As enshrined in the law, those who did not pay within 7 days, we auctioned them. And we have arrested over 500 herdsmen. Over 200 have been convicted. Some of them are standing trial. Some are paid for. Some are serving jail term as enacted by our laws. So, if we allow this, you have seen an example. Some of you have been to Abuja or Bristol. You have to wait for the cattle in the federal capital territory. I've never seen a shed. I've traveled to quite a number of countries in this world, but I have never seen this kind of shape. I have never seen one cattle, one cow roaming the street. I've been to India, I've been to Brazil, I've been to Argentina, I've been to America here several times, I've been to London, I've been to other parts of Europe. I have never seen one cow roaming the street. It's as if they don't have at all. But they do. So, what is happening in Abuja because the Vladimir president and then to allow cattle to roam the street, move all the flowers, the beautification of Abuja is now at the mercy of cow. It is everything everywhere, and so on. So, this is the point. Each time, how many times you will recall that they have shifted ground from open grazing, they shifted to cattle colony, from cattle colony to cattle lugar, now water bill. It is the same evil plan. For me, as governor of Benue State, I reject it with my people who will never accept it. And I hope that my colleagues who are especially faced with similar water bills in their own face will also add their voice to this, and other Nigerians will also add their voices.
All right, thank you so much, Your Excellency, for bringing those points. And I think the very important takeaway from what you said is you taking up that responsibility to protect your state borders and enact the no free KANU grazing around here, right? So just blocking that Ruga. And so that brings me to my next question. We talk about Ruga. We've seen the IDPs, about 2 million IDPs and internally displaced persons in Benue State. So I just wonder, is there any relationship, any type of association between this third attempt to implement this water bill and the colonization agenda? And what actually is the colonization agenda? Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Whether open grazing, cattle colony, ruga, and water bill are still instruments, and of course, Islam are still instruments of the Fulanis to Fulanize Nigeria. And what I mean by Fulanizing Nigeria is a plan which was started in 1800 by Ortom 15TH, who came from Putajero into Nigeria through Sokoto and established a caliphate and declared that he would take the Quran into the sea. But taking the Quran into the sea is not an issue. It's not an issue of Muslim or Christians or pagans or atheists or all those other people. But it is also used as a tool to deceive people with all these other water bill and all that. They are instruments that they use trying to colonize people. But the real agenda is to colonize, and colonization is to take over the land, grab it, and let it become their own. Because in 2006, which is the headquarters of the Fulanis, they met together and said, let us go back to what our forefather brought and establish a caliphate to take over Nigeria as the country of the Fulanis. You can imagine the antecedents of the Yorubas, the Igbos, the Chief people, the Yoruba people, the YòRÀBÁ kingdom, and all other ethnic groups, including the Hausas. Hausas, I have some of them who have told me that truly they have been captured and they are slaves to the Fulanis, and there is nothing they can do. And that is what is going on. And that is why they call Hausa Fulani. Why not call Fulani Hausa? Because ideally, the Fulanis met Hausa who were on ground from Sokoto to KANU to all other places, and then Kanuri in Maiduguri, Borno State, and they colonized them, killed their leaders, killed their businessmen, killed everyone that spoke against them, and took over Hausa and named them after Fulani. So it means Fulani are the father of Hausa. That is what they call Hausa Fulani. Why can't they call them Fulani Hausa? So this is the point. And these people have no immediate agenda. They have written, they have made press conferences. If you go on Google, you talk about one of the Fulani socio-cultural group called Fulani Nationality Movement. You will see this statement. If you go check and Google Mayetiel and Captain Howard, you will also see all the statements issuing about the culture of the Fulanis and declare that, look, if Nigeria wants to be in peace, they will accept them as their leaders and subject themselves to the culture of the Fulani. It's a typical of what you are saying in Abuja. What you control everything, Federal Capital Territory, but it must be a Fulani who will be the minister of Federal Capital Territory. The president is there. It has to be Fulani man. And even now, they are planning another Fulani man. All these things you're saying here is not in the agenda. It is to install another Fulani man as the president of this country. All this security chiefs and Fulani men. All these are their plans. So they have not hidden the agenda. They have said it, and they are working consciously towards it with their level of craftiness, which some of our people are not aware. Some people are greedy for money. Some people who are greedy for crumbs. In Abuja, they are being used against their people. In my state, I have these betrayers too. They are all over the place. They can say all sorts of things. Their eyes are blind to the achievements we have recorded as governor from 2015 to date. But my people are with me. It's not that, it's just a few of them that are looking for crumbs that you see them all over. If I were not strong, in 2015, the PDP did injustice to me. They denied me the tickets of the candidates. And I went to APC and I won the election under the platform of APC. Within 2 days, I got there, I got the nomination, and I became candidate, and I won the election in 2015. In 2017, when my people were killed and suppressed, and the polarization agenda to take over Benue was right, and I said, no, I cannot die with these people and allow them to take over my people's land. I will leave. I consulted with my people. And my people said, look, it is not party we're going to vote. It is you we're going to vote. So and I left back to PDP. And I overwhelmingly won the election. Even when I won at first ballot, they said it was inconclusive election. It was a very funny thing. And we went back and did, and I got more votes. So my people are with me because I represent them. I stand for them. And because of what they have done for me, I have laid down my life for them. I can do anything for my own people. After all, you say that politics is local. It's about your locality. It is not about Abuja or federal government or Ortom. And so, I am glad serving them. And I'm not willing. And I have made this thing known that it is an agenda that started in 1800. And for your information, all of us on this platform, in 1804, it was in Benue State, the deep people that were able to repel the jihadists. They could not continue. Their lies, their craftiness to bring Islam and deceive us, we said no to it. And we never accepted it. And we were able to repel them, and they went back. That was how their Islamic and Islamization agenda in 1804 got truncated. Now, you will recall also that in their bid to drive the Islamization and Islamization agenda using Islam as a cover, and so that this is religion, so let's accept it. Honorable people accepted it that way. And you know the story, and for some of you who don't know, let me just summarize the story of the Lord today. When you have an area there who is from the Fulani district. How did he come there? Because Alimi, who was a descendant of Ogbanda in 1804, succeeded in deceiving Afonja, who accepted the trick and the craftiness of the Fulani man to take over from his brother through war. And he was removed and killed. Afonja took over. But what happened thereafter? Alimi went back and mobilized after Afonja was on the throne as an Oba. He went back and mobilized and succeeded in removing and killing Afonja. And since from that time, they took over and have established an Emirate Council in Kwara State and it has since remained the prerogative of Fulani descent to continue to occupy that city. That is where they are. They attempted to do it in Benue State. Our forefathers resisted it, and that is where we stand. And we're happy doing our religion in Benue State. Where everybody, Islam is a minority religion in the state. Benue State is a Christian state because more than 98% of the population are Christians. But we allow freedom. Those who are atheists, those who are even native doctors or witch doctors or whatever you are allowed. Islam is practiced in several places that nobody is being harassed because Benue State is a Christian state. Everybody is allowed to practice freedom of religion. Is practiced in Benue State. There have never been one incident, though people try to say lies coming from foreign people that the religious chickens that are not. And I've allowed it, and the practical thing on ground have shown and have demonstrated that truly I have religious tolerance because everybody has said we celebrate Salah with Muslims together, we celebrate with Christians, we celebrate with everyone that comes around, and everyone is given a sense of belonging, so that everything they are doing is to colonize. Otherwise, what is the reason whatsoever if you're grazing rearing your cattle? Why can't you ranch and allow the farmer to continue to do it so? Because somebody who is farming for a whole year, he does that once. And if you destroy his means of livelihood, you're taking out the economy where will he get money to sponsor his means and all that. So this is what we're saying. The prohibition of open grazing law and provision for ranching as enacted by Benue State in 2017 was meant to be a win-win. When these cattle rears complain, these heads they complain of cattle rustling and all that, this will put a stop to that because it will be easy to check cattle rustlers if those cattle are confined in one place for now. They are taking them to the jungle where there will be no security and people can attack them anyhow. So this is the point we are saying. So Fulanization is an agenda to take over the land as they are doing now. Because several people who even attempted after they were chased out of their homes and their IDP, as you rightly quoted, over 2 million of people as it is now, because every day the camp keeps swelling up. And these camps, what pains me, I feel so pained is that these are not normal camps. Our people are polygamous people because of their farming, peace and farming nature. And so you have 4 wives, you have 10 or 20 children, and you are living in a primary school, and several other people, and they don't have this. But the women and yourself are just sleeping at the mercy of mosquitoes and so on. So it's with a lot of pains, and those who want to go back to see stop them. Several times I've been to IDP camps, and I asked the women, I asked the children, I asked the old men, I asked everybody in the camp, should we go back and repeat the law and allow for any free movement in the state? They told me capital no, that they would not accept it. It is better for them to die in those camps because they are laid under torture. Nobody wants to see Fulanis around them again in the name of cattle grazing and all that. Because these people are extremely wicked human beings. They act as if they have no blood in their veins. Because even when they shoot you with their AK-47 and you're there, they still go to butcher you, cut off your head, cut your hands, species your parts, and show them so that others coming to see them will be fearful and will not attempt to confront any Fulani man. That is the whole thing. And so the agenda is on. That is what we stand for, and they are actively supported by the federal government because I say this because federal government have refused to do the needful. Because the primary responsibility of any responsible government is to provide security for lives and property. Why is it that the federal government is finding it difficult to disarm the Fulani men? If it were Fulani men of the home that has stake, one will understand. They fought with hammers. Then at the end, traditional rulers came in and settled them. But from 2006, when they started coming in with AK-47, it has changed. And it is violent. And they have vowed to do it. Mayaki Alakanta Lawrence, Fulani nationality movement, talked with arrogance. Reported to the president several times that arrest these people, question them because they claim responsibility for the killings in Benue and other parts of Nigeria. They have refused to do anything. These people are moving freely in Abuja and with the protection of conventional security apparatus of our country, Nigeria. Fulani nationality movement, where the last assassination attempt was done on March last year. After 2 hours, when I ran to safety, after 2 hours, they issued a statement that they were responsible. And they are coming after me, whether in my house, in my office, at the roadside, or any other place in the world, that they will come after me, they will take my life, that never in the history have anybody vilified and exposed Fulanis in the manner that I have done. That time with the king. I went to the presidency and reported. He did eyesight to me by calling the Secretary General of Police the root of this. But what is the result? After 1 year, I waited, and on further inquiry, I was told when 13 Fulanis were arrested within Benue State and Kasara State. But what happened? They were kept. After a while, they were released. The weapons were placed to them. That is what I guess. And in the course of investigation, one of my cousins who was with me on that day that I was running with my security aid in the farm, he was also arrested. And one Juku man who is a fisherman was also arrested. These are the two people who are being prosecuted. When I raised them up, that after 1 year, nothing is being done. They brought them to my body to arraign them in Federal High Court. I have decided to take lawyers to make sure that they free those people because those were not people who attacked me. No fisherman attacked me. My cousin who was running with me couldn't have attacked me. But these were the people, they detained them for more than 1 year. So this is the level of injustice that is happening to show us that they can bribe and go scot-free. Nobody has attempted to do this. I have personally taken letters of complaint to the president himself, written to all the security forces, and nothing has been done. So the federalization agenda, having my explanation, and I hope those who do not understand now understand what I'm talking about. It is real, it is going on, and those who are silent, well, I don't pray that what has happened to me should not take place. The killings has continued even today. When I woke up this morning, I got a report that 5 people were killed. Last week, 7 people were killed, 5 were killed. Not by this Fulani men. Today, I was told that people, 5 of them from my local government were killed. And that again will add to more of the IDPs because those people who are living within that area, they will move to IDP camps. And these people went to farm. It is rainy season. They went to farm and they were killed. So the Fulanis have vowed that since we said they will not do open grazing in Benue State, And this also, they said in 2017, when this law became effective, that they would not allow anyone to go to the farm, and that is what they are doing. They don't come with cattle now, they come with AK-47 and kill our people just to send here. Some of the places, they bring their cattle and station them in settlements where our people were living. They've taken over those places, and they do not allow anybody to go except their own cattle that goes now. I'm happy somehow that the efforts we have done, the vision we have, and what we saw in 2017, which culminated into enacting a law prohibiting open grazing. We have seen states like Taraba and many other states in the south, south, some in the southeast and southwest doing that. And I was very delighted and happy when South came together and said all the states in the south should adopt the prohibition of open grazing law in their state. And some have substantially complied to that, remaining very few. Some people who are sacrificed that held presidential candidates in governor during the APC campaign, he said that I think his selling point to the people of Nigeria, because the president was sitting there and the foreign were there, so he said he proudly said that he did not sign the prohibition of open grazing law and prohibition for ranching law. So just to please the president. Now let's look at him and laugh and say, what kind of, are you representing your people? When your people are killed, when your people cannot go to farm, when the herdsmen are eating people's crops in the farm and all that. And so the agenda is real. It's left for those who want to join this concept to stop the evil of the Fulanis against the Nigerian people.
Yes, sir. Your Excellency, there are a few more questions, and I don't mean to interrupt you at all, but I would like for us to get some of those questions that are pertinent to, people are really wondering, they really want you to speak on this issue. So I want to ask a few more questions, if that's okay with you. Yes, sir. So I appreciate when you really give us an understanding of what the colonization agenda looks like. I think that explanation and the killings and the patterns at which these killings occur, and I think that's what is confusing to a lot of people, because the way these killings occur, there's no pattern to it. It's sporadic, it's unpredictable. It happens here, it happens there. And so if you're not really paying attention, you wouldn't really necessarily understand that there's a systematic, what can be likened to a genocide ongoing.
Yes, genocide.
Yes, sir. Unless you're keeping track of the numbers, right? And so we started collecting data on this platform just to keep track of those numbers and to show people that this is what's going on. People are dying from this, and this is real. But I really like when you say that federal government is complicit. One, because of their lack of action. Two, also because they don't. We've seen the article that came out just recently. 1,200 Boko Haram terrorists, repentant Boko Haramists, released back into society to be rehabilitated to join the, civilians. And so this is concerning, right? Because we expect that the government will do the people, terrorists should not be a part of the common man, or should not be a part of society. And so this is rather concerning. But then people would tell us to hold our government accountable. Hold your government accountable, they say, hold your representatives accountable. And we saw during the NSRS movement, Nigerian youths wanting to hold the government accountable, doing what is being done in many other countries, right? The right to protest, the right to public protest. And unfortunately, we saw what that resulted into, the massacre And so I wanted to kind of share with us, how can we keep our governments, our representatives, how can we keep them accountable given circumstance? Especially with this water bill, what should we be doing to keep them accountable, to make sure that this water bill does not pass? And with the Fulanization agenda, what should we be doing to make sure that that doesn't come to fruition? Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think this question is very important. I think just a few days ago, I saw one of this country is Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, where is what I saw on social media, it was as the entire country, the entire population of Sri Lanka, when they have besieged the presidential palace, that they were not satisfied with what the government was doing. Now, in developed countries where accusations are made against leadership, they resign and pave way for others with the capacity to lead. Recently, I heard that our president is saying that he's even tired. He even wants to leave office. He's not interested again. I think that should be something for Nigerians to help him to go and rest. But unfortunately, I think he just died and nobody said anything. I didn't hear anything from any civil society or so on. I think we have to blame ourselves as a country. Back home in my state, in my own little way, right from when I came in as governor, I did say that transparency, my government will be anchored by transparency. And at all times, periodically, I hold a stakeholders meeting. And I told our people that they are free to ask me any question. They are free to probe into my activities and ask anywhere I'm going wrong. I don't claim to have monopoly of knowledge. But this is democracy and I want to practice it. If there are superior arguments, what I do is I accept it as it is. Now, I have made myself available. Democracy, people must be allowed room for criticism. That is why democracy is anchored by freedom of speech, association, and expression, and all that. And I expect our people to rise up, to be part of building the system itself. But a situation where people accept intimidation and go back to sleep becomes a problem. Most people ask me that, Ortom, why is it that you are the only governor speaking? And I say, no, you shouldn't be asking me that question. Why not ask my colleagues? Why are they not speaking? Then they will explain to you better. But when you come to ask me, and I don't want to be seen as I am Benue State governor, so I'm claiming to know all. Let me claim to know all about my own state because there I have authority. The people are giving me their mandate. So I talk about my state. But when you ask me about my colleague somewhere, I think it will be insult to any other governor if I come out to begin to criticize that governor. That this is what you have done. Even me in Benue State, I can't claim to have done 100% best for my people. I have my own shortcomings too. I have my own challenges too, even personal and at the level of governors. So the people who elected us, we should be accountable to them. And that is why me, by nature voted for you or did not vote, you are accountable to that person. And so that is why whether I voted for Buhari or I did not, like I did in 2015, I voted for him, but in 2019 I did not. I voted for Atiku. But that does not deny me the right of a citizen of Nigeria. Just like me in my state, those who do not vote for me, I cannot deny them the right of being citizens of Benue State. I will provide road, I'll provide water, I'll provide all those facilities. For them, I cannot go and say, I'm happy before this road and all that. And likewise, criticizing and expressing your opinion on certain things that are happening is very important. Me, what I tell my people is that please don't criticize me destructively. Criticize me constructively so that we can build it together. I'm not going to be governor forever. Tomorrow it can be you, it can be somebody else. And so criticize me to add value. Don't criticize me to destroy the system. Telling lies, blackmail, vilifying me for no just cause. It is not good for the state. But if there is something that I'm doing that you think is not appropriate, bring it up. I will accept it whether you come from opposition party or wherever. And in the past, I've made use of this. And usually in my stakeholders meetings, I invite all parties. And we discuss and I pick wisdom from all those who especially provide solutions to the issues that are challenging us. This has been my success story all these years. If not, the kind of blackmail I had from the federal government would have been a problem. When I say that federal government is complicit, it's a fact. Their action and inaction. I am not just saying it on this forum. I have said it to them face to face. I have said it to them that look, you are complicit because of what you are doing. It's not right. The level of injustice, the level of nepotism, the level of unfairness, the level of not acting appropriately, the level of victimization, bringing EFCC as a tool to victimize perceived enemies or those that want to blackmail and vilify. And to a large extent, I think that one of the things that have not allowed most people to be outspoken about the evil and the sins that are being committed against the people of Nigeria is because they are afraid that EFCC will come after them. But I tell you the truth, I have said it repeatedly again that EFCC should concentrate and work against corruption. But tell me, I served as a minister under President Goodluck Jonathan. Can you compare the level of corruption in Nigeria today with what was happening in Goodluck Jonathan's government? Can you talk of one achievement that this government, this present government, have successfully executed? Is it fight against corruption? Is it provision of electricity? Is it provision of road? Is it provision of water? Is it provision of what? All those promises we gave and which they criticize. We did 360-degree turnaround and are sitting down. And we're all here. Unfortunately, in 2014, and I was also a culprit and accept responsibility because maybe because the party I labored for all this while and the people were ready to make the governor denied me the ticket. So I went there blindfolded into APC because I was bent on taking the ticket become governor. The Benue found to me that I was getting into fire by this action.
Right. So if I may come in here, and I there's this question that is really burning, right? And I was looking at Twitter, and I saw you post about NNAMDI, right? And I saw you say that it's imperative that the Nigerian government release NNAMDI, considering how the Nigerian government has pandered to, Boko Haram terrorists and Fulani bandits and terrorists. You think it's necessary that the Nigerian government release NNAMDI. And so going off of that Twitter post, and also just want to take this opportunity to thank you sincerely for being so vocal in the case of Sunday IGBOHO and just asking persistently for his release. We appreciate all that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So looking at the climate currently, there is a lot of agitation from different ethnic groups. The climate is really charged, and we're at a crossroad, especially with the election coming up in 2023, but the levels of insecurity at an all-time high, the economic degradation at an all-time high, inflation is at an all-time high. What are your thoughts about, first, NNAMDI, and what are your thoughts about the for self-determination in Nigeria?
Yeah, before I respond to that, I was driving to a point, and then you intervened that I will see Randy talk. What I'm saying is 2014, Buhari, our president, told Nigerians in a rally that he was going to take Nigeria from top to bottom. We thought it was a joke, but that is where we are today. Economically, security-wise, socially, everything Buhari had taken us within these 7 years of rule, from top to bottom. And that is where we are. We have been taken back 50 years. I wonder whether in our lifetime we'll be able to recover to at least be at where we were in 2015. It's a very sad thing and a very painful thing that has taken place. Now, the issue of my call for the federal government to release NNAMDI and stop harassing Sunday IGBOHO. Right from that time when they were after him, I issued statements and gave my advice. The issue is that as leaders, as political leaders, we've taken an oath of office to be fair to all Nigerians, to be fair to all manner of people in this country. And so, what is the rationale for pardoning Boko Haram terrorists who have killed, who have burned, who have kidnapped, who have raped our children, raped our wives, destroyed our land, destroyed everything in our schools, our hospitals, our churches, and in some cases mosques? Who have killed and who have accepted them have not denied. Tell me, what have NNAMDI done? Fighting for freedom of his people? What have Sunday IGBOHO done? Fighting for freedom of his people? And then you chase him and send them out of our country? What have NNAMDI done? You go and kidnap him? If you have the capacity and the wherewithal to go after Sunday IGBOHO the way the security men went after him, why can't you have the same capacity to go after Fulani herdsmen and Boko Haram, ISWAP, and ISIS? What justification? What can you tell me? How can you explain to me to accept that you have no evil agenda. You went and kidnapped NNAMDI KANU in Kenya and brought him back to Nigeria and changed your prosecuting him. And now you're pardoning Boko Haram who have confessed, and we have seen the reality. They have killed thousands. We cannot count them. Probably headsmen have killed thousands. In my state alone, from 2017 to today, over 5,000 people have been killed. And you cannot prosecute them. Their leaders are here, you cannot arrest them and prosecute. And you go and arrest these innocent people who are fighting against injustice in our country for their own people. And for no reason, at least it is not on record that NNAMDI KANU killed people. It is on, I'm not saying anywhere, or I'm not confirmed anywhere where Sunday IGBOHO killed people openly the way Fulanis and Iswap and Boko Haram and all these people have been doing. And you have pardoned them and even gone further to integrate them into the security architecture of our country. You trained them, you rehabilitated some you have taken them abroad. And you have integrated them into the society and they have turned around to cause havoc. How can you explain to me, for God's sake, the recent jailbreak in Kuje? And you tell me we have a government, and we are told that it was some Boko Haram agents that connected these people to the prison. And until today, how many people have been rearrested? And what effort have you heard that the security agencies of our country are doing to liberate these people? When we all know that those terrorists who kidnap those trained victims going from Abuja to Kaduna were negotiating with federal government. And one of the conditions that they gave, apart from collecting huge sums of money, was to release those Boko Haram terrorists that were kept in Kuje prison. How can terrorists come with and operate for 3 hours without being challenged by security agencies? It was laughable when Mr. President went there and was saying that he's disappointed in security intelligence of our country. Who is security intelligence? Who employs those people? Have anybody been queried for neglecting his responsibility? Have we heard that? Has it been made public? Have they set up panel to check what went wrong? So, for me, I am led to conclude that it is part of the game that they did. So, what is the offense of this NNAMDI KANU for criticizing, for expressing himself that this is what is going on about the self-organization agenda? I believe that if I have no immunity background, maybe I would have been staying with NNAMDI KANU. But the way I think playing about this matter, even if I had no immunity, I would have done it. And even after my tenure, where my immunity will elapse, I will still say it. Because I cannot live to see this kind of a thing. And I can never be a slave to any flag. I would not live to be a slave to any flag. I've been saying that it is only a fool that dies 20 times before he can enjoy them. I know nobody will have access. If they have tried 7 times to assassinate me and God to do that, the same God is there, he will deliver me because I have not offended anyone. I was telling some of my colleagues today that I have not used a pin. In my over 40 years of politics, I have not used a pin against anyone. I have not committed any. I'm a Christian. I believe in righteousness. I believe in truthfulness. I believe in equity, fairness, and justice. I have not done that, so I have not spilled blood. So I don't see how anybody will come and my blood will not just cut. My God will always rescue me. Even if I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will never fear evil because God will preserve and help and protect His rod upon me. And nothing will happen to me. So I mean business when I say that KANU should be released. And whatever security threat against IGBOHO should be removed by this government. This government does not have any justification to talk about dealing with this people. And this siege on Igbo land should stop. It is not right. Go after Fulani herdsmen. They are the real terrorists. They are the real enemies of our people and our country. And people should be allowed to live in peace. Allow peoples. What have they done? Releasing NNAMDI and others of the group will provide the ground for people to be integrated just the same way that Boko Haram were integrated. What is good for the, they say, goods is good for the gender. So if you pardon those people, why not do the same to these people so that we can have our peace? Now sit at home in Southeast. Several attacks are made because of the anger that people have. So if we must get to the root of this, we must by all means allow equity, fairness, and justice to all, not just a section of the country, and especially the Fulanis. And I thought we are not against Fulanis. They have the right to live. Even though the plan of bringing more of them without valid papers and making them indigenous people have been going on. And we are not against that. All that we ask for is for fairness, equity, and justice for our country, Nigeria, so that everybody can live in peace. Let's live and let's live. That's all. That is all that we are looking for. This thing can go, this platform, Your Excellency, I think, because we have other stuff.
Steven, can you just give us a few more minutes? Yes.
Okay, a few minutes. I have also contributed because of my responses, because of the way I feel.
Yes.
Allow, let's go ahead. I will summarize now. I will just do more details now.
Sure, Your Excellency. Like, how many more minutes can you allow us?
I can give you 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay, sir. Thank you. We really appreciate you being with us today. You have had up to 500, but 3 people can you speak today, sir. And I think it's been very impactful. Yes, sir. So we appreciate you being here and don't take you for granted at all.
Thank you.
And we also recognize the cost at which you speak. I mean, I think there have been up to 7 assassination attempts in your life.
Yes.
Right, and also in the punitive fashion of the federal government, the salaries of workers in the state have been held, and we just know that there has to be cost to this passion, this vocal manner that you laid out the truth. And I just wonder if you can tell us a little bit more about some of this cost and how the people, can be your voice as well. How to, I guess, activate the grassroots to contribute vocally to this cause, and also activate other representatives and other state governments to get on board. And this is a very important time in history, right? This moment right here, I think, in the history of the country is very determinant of how we move forward. And so, how do we activate? What do we need to do, sir?
several assassination attempts have been made on me, but against me, but I say God has always delivered me. If you look at my slogan, back home, even a person will tell you, in God I trust. And so I look unto God. And every day I don't go out, I fortify myself, I pray, and God has been helping me so far. That is why I've been able to rescue. Some of those attempts I did not even know until one of the Fulanis gave himself to tell me that these were the attempts they did. So God touched him to come see me. And he confessed this is what he did. Apart from the one he might found, the other ones, I did not even take note of them, but God protected me. And I think it's very important for people to understand me very well. Part of the challenge I have is what I inherited when I came into office in 2015. And attempts were made for all the states. Almost all the states were having the same challenge. So monies were provided for bailout, but not all. Half of it. About less than half of it was given. The chunk was left. And I think it was deliberate by the federal government to use it as a caveat to coerce other people to with them. As I talk to you, other states have benefited, Kogi have benefited, several other states have benefited, but me, they have refused to give. And one thing they do is that anytime I respond or advise them on any matter that would rather I will have made things better for Nigerians, they come out to insult me that I should not be talking because I have not paid their years of salaries. I've been paying salaries. I've been paying. And I have a lot of projects to the credit of my administration that we have executed, whether roads, whether rural development and hospitals and all that. Now, but they use it. They are giving it to those people who are their babies. But me, I'm not one of them because I'm worker and they use that. Just recently, I've been to the presidency several times. He will say yes. He will release the money. He will say this minister, but at the end, nothing comes out of it. Recently, I wrote to collect a loan of 42 billion to settle the arrears of pension, gratuity, and the remaining 10 months for local government and teachers, and then 6 months for the regular civil service. And they rejected it. They wrote to me that they cannot give money for salary. But why give me double standard by giving to other states and deny me on it? Back home in my state, only mobilize our people. They are not ignorant of the situation. That is why you don't see strike in my state. And for your information, Benue State, for instance, is paying the highest salary in the entire northern state of Nigeria. I inherited it, and I did not cut it down. I've continued with it, and we have been paying salaries up to date. But there are issues of recent because the federal government through NNPC have refused to release what is, despite the fact that oil now is sold for over $100. Against the last count. But the NNPC have refused to pay money to the federation account. And so about over 30 states are having problems of paying salaries. Some 4, some 5, some so on. Me at the state level, it is what I inherit that has been a challenge. And of recent, we've had issues of payment of salary. So I'm not hidden anything. In my joint account, the level officials are on the joint account. So what comes in and what goes out, they are aware. That is also my policy of transparency. So that has helped me. And I have not had any uprising against me on the level force of Benue State because I understand the situation. And anytime I do it personally, I don't send commissioners or someone there to do it. So the people in the state are fully mobilized and I am aware. And whatever I do, I see their concerns. I'm flowing. That was why I was able to indicate that I want to mention PDP. Now, to the rest of my colleagues and other stakeholders in this country, I want to implore them to rise up. Keeping quiet will not help. Silent, it is saying is concerned. So when you are silent, you are given approval to what is happening in Nigeria that you are accepted. So it is only when we speak out. And Martin Luther said that those who are quiet are complicit to the issues that are being raised about humanity. And so we don't need to be quiet. In any case, Dino Balaye will say that if I talk, I will die. If I don't talk, I will still die. So I prefer to talk and die. So, but in my case, I don't believe that anybody has authority over me. 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 6 talks about God has death and life. So death and life belongs to God. No human being can take away my life or can take away your life. But the Bible says we shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. So once we work towards this, and I've always challenged people, if you have anything sitting against what I say, please confront me. I'm ready to amend my ways once I'm convinced to do that. So I am not giving myself out as governor. I owe a duty to my people in Benue State and to the larger community in Nigeria to confront me with anything that I do which they feel is wrong. And I'm ready to make amends and make adjustments and correct myself because I don't play monopoly. So this is a battle that one person cannot fight and conquer. We need all of us to join forces together so that we work towards a common goal for our country, Nigeria. I think one more.
There's one last question from White.
One last one.
One last question. Yes, sir. So this is the last question from Mr. White Lion. But before he goes, I just want to say thank you so much, sir, for having spent your time with us today. It's been a pleasure engaging you, and we've had a good time. We've learned a lot from you. So thank you. And over to you, White Lion.
All right. Thank you very much, Ocean Breeze, and also thank you very much, Your Excellency, for taking out the time to be with us here this evening. We know that normally you would have a very tight schedule to run. I'll go straight to the point. We have heard rhetorics from certain Fulani sociocultural leaders and groups such as Tabital Bulaku and Yeti Alakauta Bore. Rhetorics such as the Benue Valley belongs to the Fulani people, and the plans to take over the Benue Valley. We've heard them say things like this in the past, not once, not twice. So, of course, we very much understand that it's not out of place for you at all as the governor of said state to be on high alert all the time. Especially, we know that Benue is at the epicenter, it's at the front lines of clashes between terrorists and whose ultimate goal, of course, is to take over lands and properties belonging to indigenous people, and their heritage as well. So we know that you, as the governor of said state, have to be on alert, as should every leader that cares about their people all across the federation called Nigeria. But then, Benue State, we know, is one of the few states that has passed the law to ban open grazing and is also enforcing that law. We've had a Southern Governors Summit that has also met to do something similar. But the resolution of that law has been, we haven't really seen action, except for a few states such as Ondo and Governor KABIRU and some other southwest states with the use of the Amotekun. But then from the other states in the south, we haven't really seen much. Why do you think that some of your southern and other middle belt state counterparts, fellow governors in the south and in the middle belt most especially, have been more reluctant to implement a cattle grazing ban, or in the case of some who have implemented such who have passed such laws in their state houses of assemblies, to enforce those laws in the case of the southern states, for example, who already have such laws or something similar, and in the case of the other middle belt states, many haven't even passed such laws at all. I think I can only think of Benue right now. Also, the part B of my question would be that in a state as crucial as Benue, to the collective fate of all of us in southern and central Nigeria, do you have what I would call, in quote, a successor plan, or a plan for a successor who understands the Fulanization dynamic as much as you do in order to keep the state secure for the present and future generations? Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Governor Ortom.
Thank you very much. I'll start with your observation about the rhetorics from media like KOKORO and other socio-cultural organizations. So that confirms what I had said earlier, that it's about Fulanization agenda. If they have their way, no indigenous person with the Benue state, they will take over the land. Because one thing I hear them say at the background is that when they bring their cattle to Benue Valley, Benue State, their cattle give birth twice in a year because they have a lot of rains and then they have water. But that is the heritage that God has given to us. We should allow us to make it. So you have just confirmed that what I said earlier is true, and so we'll leave that. But as for the other question about my colleagues, there are dynamics in governance. I don't know whether they may be waiting to consult with other stakeholders, because this thing is not easy. Even me, if not for the grace of God on my life, I tell you, I wouldn't have attempted it. There are intimidation and fears and all sorts of things, and especially when you have people around you, majority of them telling you to withdraw, you go back to your home front, it's a challenge. But in one's life, sometimes you take risks, because life is about risk taking. Joining an aircraft and coming to America is a whole risk. Not many people were lucky to have a safe flight. Taking off from Benue to Abuja is another challenge and all that. So the dynamics of governance, I may not be able to give a direct answer, but I hope that since they initiated, especially those who were able to pass the law, at the appropriate time, action will be taken for the implementation. What was the last succession plan? Okay, succession plan. About my succession plan, two things. I saw a description somewhere when we were growing up in those days in primary school. Somebody wrote on his glory that man proposes when God disposes. And for me, as a Christian, Ecclesiastes 9:11 will tell you that the battle is not for the swift, nor for the strong, nor the race for the fastest runner, nor success for men of wisdom. But everything comes by time and chance, as God gave it. And John 3:27 says, a man can receive nothing except is given to him from above. My coming into governance in 2015 was divine. It was prophesied, and after 23 years, in 1992, when I was serving as local government chairman, elected on the platform of SDP, it was prophesied by a man of God who is still alive that I was going to be the governor of Benue State to execute the counsel of God over the land. And 23 years after, I became governor. In 2017, when so many insults and challenges and attacks and all that came, I said I was not going to contest again. And that night, God told me, you have not consulted me. I brought you for a purpose. You will contest your election and you will win. And I went with all the turbulence, central miles and all that, I still won. I have prayed for my successor because definitely the shoes I wear are not ordinary. It has to be God's doing, and so far, if you've been watching the trend back home in my state, the process that culminated into having a candidate of gubernatorial of the PDP Benue State was very transparent, free, and fair. Initially, we had 36 aspirants, but by the grace of God, under my leadership, we were able to manage it, and one person emerged, which is the Speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly, currently, who stood by me, supported me, and all this while about the prohibition of the grazing law, the good person who was there. Even when we discovered that the initial fine we were charging for cattle that were arrested was too bigger, and so they were finding it very easy to pay. So we decided to put it up because people were paying, I think, 2,000 the head of cattle when it is arrested by a livestock guard. So we had to jack it up to 50,000. And that is what we're charging now. Any cattle that is held by a livestock guard, you come, you must pay 50,000 pay one before you leave. When they made the rules for them to amend the law, it did not take 2 weeks. The law was amended under the leadership of this man. So he understands it. And that is the assurance he has given to our people. Benue State is predominantly PDP by the grace of God, because we had sessions of prayers, we prayed to God to give us someone who will continue even to more from where we stop. So humanly, we have done that. But ultimately, it is God that decides what happens. But I believe, reading from the set mind of our people, anyone that comes and attempt to do anything outside what we are doing now, we have a challenge, because everything we do, we have adequately consulted with our people, and they are in line with what we're doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Governor Ortom. It's been a pleasure having you here with us. We appreciate you. We appreciate the time you spent with us. We don't take you for granted. We've learned a lot from you today. You've motivated a lot of us to continue to speak truth to power. So thank you so much, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the day.
Very well. Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks, Governor. We really appreciate you. We're so grateful for your presence.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Stephen, as well, for your time.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, sir. All right, over to you, Mr. Otumbayo.
All right, thank you very much, dear sister Ocean Breeze. White Lion, you please go ahead and play the jingle. Thank you. All right. Why White Lion tries to do that? We want to sincerely appreciate everyone who has been a part of this program for a very long time. The clubhouse, particularly, we've been stressing the issues, the plethora of issues that we have been faced with. A lot of people would deny this colonization agenda. Even most of our people that think that the water resources bill is evil, they will tell you when you talk about colonization agenda that you're only just being a mere propaganda or just spreading lies. But we can see now that if I have been lying to you, apparently the Benue State Governor who have just spoken with us is not going to also lie to you. Is in the system, that same system that some of our brothers think that they can just go in there and get magic. And he has also expressly told us some of the costs that is hard to pay as a result for being upright and standing for the truth. I've seen a lot of people, in the back channel who had expressed disappointment for the simple reason that the governor is not really able to pay workers' salary, and that there is need for people to be disgruntled and feel very dissatisfied with that. But we should also recognize that that is the cost that we must be willing to pay, especially some of the people who think that the political route or the political solution is the way to go. But in reality, if you go into that system to question that very system, that is what you should expect. Not just that, you should also be willing to pay the highest sacrifice of losing your own life. Like the governor said, if not for God, right, he should have also lost his life. 7 assassination attempts or more he has had to deal with. And also as the chief security officer of Benue State, he currently has no capacity to secure the lives and properties of the people of Benue State. And that is the lot, and that is the fate of many people across the country called Nigeria. And it is on the premise of all of these disappointments and uncertainties that some of us think that, just doing it over and over again the same way would only guarantee you that you are always going to get the same result as you do get now. And it is on that note that we are coming together to say, no, kind of a system that cannot guarantee us a secured and prosperous future. And on the Yoruba Nation platform, on the promise, we stand to say that it is better for Yoruba people in that enclave called Nigeria to stand alone, because we must do it and we can do it again. We are beyond Nigeria. The Yoruba are beyond Africa. When you think Yoruba, think about a civilization that has got all that it takes to stand alone as an independent nation. I thank everyone once again for joining us, and I'll be passing the microphone to my brother, White Lion, to play the jingle. Mr. White Lion, thank you.
Thank you very much, White Lion. If you're coming late to this event, feel free to come back for our replay. You can always have that. And we're also going to upload this session to our platform on the YouTube. Thank you once again for joining us and still sticking around. Now we're going to be opening up the floor for contributions and comments from everyone in the room. If you are in the audience and you'd like to come up to the stage because you have some questions or comments or reactions to this interview that we just had with Governor Ortom of Benue State, feel free to raise your hands and we're going to bring you up to the stage to speak. And if you're on the stage already, when it's time, we're going to call on you and you can make your comment. We're going to be our swift so that we can proceed to other things. Once again, you're welcome to Yoruba Nation on Clubhouse. Thank you for joining us and thank you for still staying tuned. And to our brother, Koiki, transmitting this session live on Facebook and on YouTube. We really appreciate you. Listeners and also being part of this session today. As an announcement, before we open the floor, we have a session coming up. It's a challenge. It's a campaign. We're asking our people, particularly motherland, Yoruba, to participate in Yoruba Nation, Yoruba National Anthem. This challenge is something that people can sing our Yoruba National Anthem in groups or as individuals. And again, the purpose of this is to continue to sensitize our people that the only way to go is Yoruba Nation. Yoruba Nation. I'm going to pass the mic once again to Ocean Priest to take a few comments and questions and contributions from members on stage. My sister Ocean Priest.
Ocean Breeze, sorry, just before you go. I pinned, if you look on top of this page right now, I pinned a link, an hyperlink to our Twitter page. If you have a Twitter account or if you are active on Twitter, please follow us on Twitter, visit our page. There is a link to a change.org petition which you can visit and sign. It was the same link that has been on top of the page for the past 2 hours or so. Please follow us on Twitter and please visit the link on change.org and sign the link against the water bill. Thank you very much. Over to you, Sister Tiwa.
Thank you, White Lion. What a day, what a pleasant experience for all of us and myself. I feel honored to be here just listening to this refreshing, divergent voice. And I think that it's noteworthy when you have people that push the boundaries, push the system, and question the system, even when their life is in danger. And I think we can all learn the same too from this. Because your life is nothing. Like he said, he would rather die standing up than die on his knees. And there's something else he said, I can't really say verbally, but it was more like he wouldn't die 20 times before he dies finally. Something around those lines. I don't quite remember exactly how he said it, but more like white power here, right? When you can really speak up right now. And even for those of us outside of the country, like we have the opportunity to do more because no one is coming, no DSS is knocking at your door, freezing your bank accounts, securing you and your loved ones. You have the opportunity to do much is given. I feel like there's so much more expected. So I hope that I can contribute my part, and I want to challenge everyone in the room to also think about ways that they can contribute so that we can, because it's us, the onus is on us to do this for this generation and for the future generations to come. And so at this point, I want to take a cue, right? I think we can just go PTR order for now. If there's any other comments, then we can just take them as they come. Yellow Day, I'll go ahead and, or let's start with the month. Mr. Dedoyin, do you have any comments, any contributions?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much. Thanks, Ocean, for moderating. It was really, really good. I really appreciate it. so excited that the governor was here, and just being in the same room with him just gives me strength, because I really wish every other governor can actually stand up and speak, because I think he said they have immunity, so why are they not speaking? But I was trying to sneak a question in, but I couldn't, and I really appreciate the governor. I heard he was only supposed to be here for an hour, and he spent like almost 2 hours with us, so that's great. I also know that I've been told that he's been really not lobbying, but going around speaking to people about the atrocities that are going on in Nigeria. So my question was going to be, what does he expect from us in the diaspora? And I really want to talk about that, because I feel like we can do a lot, like you said, Ocean. I think as people in the diaspora, we need to let the world know about what is currently going on in our country, in Nigeria, because the narrative out there is that it's just a climate change issue. It's climate change, and like the governor said, our land mass is still the same. So it is not a climate change issue, that this is really a genocide, and they are killing everyone. They are killing the indigenous people. So what I want to say is, we in the diaspora, if we are in the diaspora, we need to make sure the world understand the agenda, the Fulani agenda. I mean, he said it multiple times, and I know he's been going around saying it to anyone that will listen. So if he can do that, and he's been talking since 9 o'clock, and he still has time to talk to us, if he can continue preaching the gospel, I think we owe it to our generation, we owe it to our unborn generation, or whoever will listen to us, to do something about that. If you're in the diaspora, write your governors, write your senators. They have a vested interest in listening to you, because you vote for them, and you can't take away your votes. And one thing I think he mentioned, maybe not here, is even in the United States, we are in the United States, majority of the Black Americans are from, a lot of them are from Nigeria, from the South. There are Igbos, there are Yorubas. We need to let them know that these are descendants of these people, and they are being slaughtered, they are being killed. Do Black lives matter to you? These are the descendants of these people. You need to do something about this colonization agenda, especially people that live in Virginia, or, there's so much we can do, and we know our value in this country, or wherever we are. We need to take advantage of that. So I know that's what the governor will say. I was hoping we'll have the opportunity to hear from him. So I want to encourage everyone to write. Don't send an email, write to the White House. If President Joe Biden gets 1 million letters from a group of people about what is going on in the country, and I know I'm taking long. One great thing about President Biden is he used to be a senator, so he has the ears of the Senate. He wants to know what's going on, and the only people that will tell him that, or what's going on, are the senators who he votes in. So speak to them and let them know this is what is going on in Nigeria. It is an American issue. If this happens in Nigeria, what do you think 50 million Yoruba people will be fleeing to, or 40 million Igbo people will be fleeing to? Yes, climate change is an issue. Help us deal with the climate change. And the climate change issue is that these Fulani people are killing and slaughtering our people. Our farmers cannot go to farm. Now they've taken our land. Now they want our water. So let's do something about it. Let's reach out to our senators. Let's reach out to people that we elected and speak to them. Write to your president. Call them every single day if you have to. Everything has to be recorded. Somebody will listen. We need to make as much noise as possible. Thank you all for joining.
Alright, so let's take Yellow Day. Are you there? Thank you, Mr. Didley. I appreciate your comment. Yellow Day, are you there? Okay, we'll go to Babalawo. Babalawo, are you there? Okay. Miss Law, oh, there we go. Go ahead.
Hello. Well, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Is this a good time to speak? We can always come back to you.
Okay. Well,
Okay, perfect. So we'll just come back to you whenever you're ready. We can go ahead and just like flash your mic. Miss Lola, are you there?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I appreciate him for being here, to explain, what was happening in the Middle Belt. And, I'm actually really sad that none of, the governors in the Southwest are actually, bringing awareness to this bill. They can't vote, but they can at least put pressure on, some of these senators to do the right thing. And honestly, I don't believe the USA can help anything. Joe Biden took Nigeria off of, the list for, the country that has religious freedoms. He took Nigeria off that list back in 2021 in November. So, my opinion, I don't think they really care. If you're not really a white nation, they don't care about what's going on in Africa. They just want our resources, and that's it. But yeah, I really appreciate the governor for being here. He opened my eyes to a lot of what's going on. I did not know that, he had assassination attempts. And I can see, why that would happen since he's very outspoken. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Lola. Shushayo, are you there? Okay. Mr. Ella, are you there?
Yeah, everyone, thank you for coming. And a lot of things that some of you have heard from the governor is almost in line with what we have been telling you all this while. For those that said we're just making it up, it's not real. It's because we don't like the Fulanis. Guys, this is an elected governor in Nigeria, sitting in the system. He's telling you this is real. What else do you guys need to see or know? Some of us are here using all sort of names because we're intimidated. I think now you can understand. The sitting governor, who is the chief security officer of the state, has assassination attempt on him. Think about it. Does it surprise anybody? Does it surprise anybody that they are doing uncovering? They are trying to get us. They're trying to get people who are speaking up arrested. When we say we are in a country where freedom of speech is not honored, it's much more than a dictatorial system. They've taken ability to pursue happiness. They've starved our people. They've taken our land, and now they're taking our world. What else is it that is there for us? They have lengths each and every way to make life very miserable. If you make money through crypto, get banned. Any source you making any kind of money, they come after you. Guys, what else do you guys need to know? So it's very, very encouraging that the sitting governor echoes exactly what we've been echoing. And for me, just give me determination that we should continue talking to other people because they don't want you to hear about it. But unfortunately for them, the trainers left the station, the information is out, and we're going to continue preaching it. For those of you here that are, because of fear, are not willing to talk or participate, if you fear, you're going to die afraid. Because they don't come and say, oh, are you talking about it or not? Are you afraid or not? When they attack, they attack. And I hope that it doesn't come close to us and we don't have a wake-up call. For those of you that are in this room tonight, on Sunday we have another program coming up. We have Akintoye will be joining us, and several of our leaders. We have an event that we're going to really speak about. Otumba alluded to that. We're trying to create an opportunity for people in Mother's Land to have to compete, to write and sing, and to sing our national anthem with the best vocal musical instrument that is available to them. We're going to judge this, and there's going to be some award. Without saying too much of that, it's on Sunday. Talk to your friends, your enemy, your side chick, side dude. Bring all of them here. Let them come and hear what this entails, and they can ask their question. For those of you that are here today, if you have not followed the Yoruba Nation, the green icon is on top. Click on it and click follow. Thanks for listening, and I want to remind you, we are just about to start. The work has not started. We are not doing this because of 2023. We have a long way to go. As a result, guys, get your seat belts ready, because it's going to be a lot of turbulence along the way. In the end of it, we shall overcome. Thank you so very much. I hear the balance of my time.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Ella. I agree with you that work has just begun. There's so much to do, and this is not about 2023, this is about beyond 2023. When the polls are closed and the politicians go back into their nest and continue to loot, and they continue to wine and dine, as they continue to kill our brothers and sisters, our mothers, our fathers, children of the land, and they continue to steal our resources. This is about that time when you all of a sudden realize that you sold your vote on what? That your PVC would not save you. All of a sudden your PVC can't protect you, right? This is about that time. So we will be here for the long run. We're here for the long ride. So yeah. Mr. Shai, are you there? Go ahead, please. And I'll come to you, Balu, but we skipped the shush. I'm so sorry, we skipped the Shushayo, but he was there, and then we just want to go back to him and come back to you, Mr. Balu. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shoshana. Thank you for the person behind the invitation of Governor Ortom today. I really appreciate the fact that we have a elected governor in Nigeria coming to speak with us on the nation today. Thank you very much. And I think the governor has said pretty much everything we'll be talking about on this now. Some people might think that, oh, you're just trying to defame the tribe. But this is not just happening by mistake. All these things happening are not just by. They are things that are planned, like with a roadmap to achieving their aim. You know, they always come to the national politics with the mindset of coming with deals like this that seeks to take power away from the people. Although each time they are in the seat of power, what they do mostly is to drag Nigeria back to the mud. Every time, why did it in 1984 or so? This is the man that took the ability of Nigerians to have free visa, to the UK. Whereas today, most countries colonized by the UK, like Singapore and Malaysia, they have free visa, free entry visa to the UK. This is the man that removed Nigeria from that state. This is a man that started the devaluation of our naira in 1984 when he was the head of state. This man always come to power, and when he comes to power, he's always there to make sure that anything that do not favor Fulani, he doesn't support it. You heard that governor saying that even when he went to a meeting, the man was insisting on the 1961 or 1951 another region cattle route, or what is it called? You know, I don't know how we might have made that mistake in 2015, but 2019 was when we should have removed that man from the presidency, because this man don't think about national interest. He comes with this Fulani interest first before any other interest. And this is a tribe that is not more than 2 million or 5 million in Nigeria. Always want to dominate over the rest of the. They want to tell you that there should be no border anywhere. But this same man close our border along in the south. But open the one in Katsina and Kebbi everywhere. For these Marudas to come in and ransack our people. 50 people died in my senatorial district few weeks ago. And up to today, nobody has been held accountable. No head have come. 50 criminals were let loose in Kuje prison. Up to today, no head has rolled. It's more like everything is planned. And what we even heard in the news was that the military that were safeguarding the Kuje prison were removed 24 hours before the attack. For what reason? I don't know. I know you Southerners are all educated. You always feel like everything is about an agenda. You always feel like everything is about you want to be politically correct because you want to sound nice in the eyes or in the ears of some killers who are actually planning to kill. They want to use you against your people. I don't want to start mentioning it. They want to use you against you because they know you are overly ambitious. You're always ambitious for what you want to eat. You always think about yourself. Why these people, no matter their level of education, no matter how lowly educated they are, no matter how highly educated they are, they think about themselves first. They defend themselves. But you Southerners always want to sound like you are the most educated, speaking big grammar without thinking of the collective interest of Southerners, of the collective interest of Yoruba people, of the collective interest of the people who cannot help themselves. A woman was speaking here yesterday on Banta Arena saying that our people in Yewa, some of them are always scared of sleeping at night. They are scared of sleeping at night in the Laro area. How can you walk all day and be scared of closing your eyes at night when you are supposed to sleep? People are living in fear all over the country, even in the north. But you still come and say, oh, all these things are lies, all these are things. These are not pocket attacks. These are not things that just happen once in a while. These are things that happen almost every day, almost every week, almost every month. We hear in the news. Go and check from 2015 up to now that this man has become president. Before he came, we used to have just the KOKORO. Now we have bandits. Then you now have the Mietiala terrorists who are also coming to our enclave with their tattoos in the name of KANU, sitting in our forests, killing our people, preventing them from going to farms. Look at the price of goods of agri products in Nigeria. Go and look, check how much they sell one yam, one tuber of yam in Nigeria right now. Go and check how much they sell one cup of rice. People always lie that, oh, this is a global recession. It is not a global recession. There were a recession in Nigeria when immediately this man came in. What did he first do? He first devalued the naira. He did not only devalue the naira, he said some people cannot access the foreign currency and only some people can access it. And those people that can access it, they were mopping the dollar. They were mopping it. They were mopping it to where we are today. The same thing he did in 1984. He practically did it in 2015, 2016. And this is where we are today. Dollar that was it 196 or so in 2015. It's now about 5 something, 570 or 560. And you think that this is just a recession. It's not a recession. There was no recession in 2015. There was no global recession. There was no pandemic. There was nothing. You always want to lie, oh, it's happening in the US. It's happening in Canada. It only happened for India before this one. Stop this lie. Stop this lie. I know you must defend your pot of soup. At the same time, make sure you, while you're defending, you are using your brain. Stop using your ignorance to defend what is not defendable. In this country today, this country called Nigeria has not worked since 1960. Let's say it has worked for maybe 6 years. Since 1967 to this country keep going down the drain. You meet people who are able to study in Nigeria, who are foreigners abroad. They will tell you, oh, I went to Mayflower, oh, I went to UI. That they cannot believe that that country that they were, that was beautiful in 1960, that people were coming for medical tourism, and now the country that is now a laughing stock everywhere. A laughing stock. Our leaders go there, go to the UK for medical tourism. They go everywhere. They go to Dubai. Even Dubai last one, they go there for medical. And you did look at Dubai, look at when it started, look at where they are today. This is a country that our country is not planned. No, nobody is talking about, oh, in 5 years is where we want to be. In 10 years is where we want to be, and we are doing that with justice, fairness, and equity. People just become president and say, this is my agenda is full, my agenda is full. Everything that was the country. So the fact is that many of you don't even know that this country is not one and can never be one. Nobody, no devil can make it one. No angel can make it one. That's a fact. No angel. It can never be one. You just want to keep building on the existing structure, want to keep building on the faulty foundation, want to keep building on failure. You always get failure at the end of the day. If you don't sit down and think that what is happening, let's see. But you don't want to do that. You are not ready to start all over again. I just want to keep building on the collapsed building. When you put blocks on the collapsed building, it will definitely collapse. There is no, you need to fit that structure from the ground. And what is so that constitution of 1999? Since 1998, the country has even went further down the drain. Everything has become everything that used to be white is now very, very black. So I don't think Governor Thomas means what he has said everything that he needs to say. He has been saying that since 2015. They have attacked him. I know when he was first attacked. And if we have all the governors speaking up, I think I know my governor is speaking up very well. I'm from Ondo State. Akeredolu, even though I would say he has not performed well in Nigeria, but at least he has been able to stand up to defend his people, to say no, this is what we want. He made sure he put everything to create our Montego. Even on the second time ambition, he put it on in line that the people were there, he will not get the ticket. He will get the ticket on the second time, and he was re-elected. As for that sterling performance in making sure Montego was established, you know. So if other governors, if they are not doing it because of political experience, they should be able to speak up, especially things that collectively takes away our rights to the use of water. Our water, they say water no get any. Water doesn't have any. Water. How do you now want to take that away from us and say we cannot use our water whenever we like and however we like until we get license. When you take away our water, you take away our land. God is not creating another set of water for us. He's not creating another expanse of land for us. The one we have now, we must make sure we manage it and must not be taken away from our people. Our people must have access to that land, have access to water, without anybody coming to say, oh, we now give license to the flag to take Odo Osho. We now have to give license to the flag to take Odo. It's not going to happen. Some of those places are sacred that it must be preserved for our tradition and our culture. I will land there for now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Ishushaya, for highlighting that. Let's go to Mr. Balogo. Are you there? Oh, there we go.
Am I visible? Can you see me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead. Yes, we can. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm going to be very brief because as far as this room is concerned, as far as this session is concerned, I believe we've actually touched base on almost everything that needs to be done. In fact, everything that needs to children are going to ask us. They're going to ask us why have we failed them. Now, because we have asked our parents, who asked those before us, those questions. But this time around, we have the opportunity to rewrite those mistakes that our parents made. So I want us to take this thing seriously. This is Yoruba Nation, as you guys all know. There's a link there being by white line. If you know you're not following this room, click on the green icon up there and follow the room. You can also follow our Twitter space. And like YòRÀBÁ has rightfully said, and then also by Otumba, they both talked about the Yoruba Nation anthem challenge. Now, we all know that we have the Yoruba Nation anthem. The same way Nigerians, sing their anthem. I want us to also take our time to learn this anthem. It is very important, it is very, very necessary that we know our anthem. By the time we get a sovereign state, this will be our identity. Part of us, this is one of the things that makes us Yoruba people, because that will be our anthem. So yes, so the Yoruba Nation anthem challenge will be coming up so shortly. And then as we move on, the information will be passed to everyone. But for you to get updates, I would advise that you follow our Twitter space, our Twitter page, because from there, information that you would need, how to be a part of it, things you need to do, information regarding that will be tweeted on our Twitter page as time goes on. So that will be the easiest place for you to get information. As well as you can also follow the moderators here on stage. So anytime they have talks relating to this, or anytime they have topics that is also benefiting to everyone, you can also be notified, and then you'll be able to get there, be a part of it. I want to take this time to appreciate every one of us. Trust me, it is one thing to speak, but it's another thing to listen. Listening to people talk can be very boring, but listening to people talk about things that also concerns you sometimes can also be very difficult because you want to talk, but if you're just there to listen, it is one of the most difficult things to do. So for you to be able to sit here with us and listen, I want to appreciate you. You guys have done well, and we love you all, and we want to say that we are here. We will overcome. We will overcome. Now, we know that the genocidal plan from Fulanis have been in existence since the 1800s, and it's still there. The threat is still there. But we're here to resist. And we're saying no to Ruga. We said no to Ruga. Now we're saying no to Watermill. We are saying no to colonization because this is who we are. We've resisted with the last drop in our body. And then I say Yoruba Nation is the way. For my Yoruba people, Igbo Nation is the way for my Igbo brothers. And we say that we will overcome. At this juncture, I yield my mind.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Baluko. Definitely, we will overcome. We employ everyone to rise now, rise up. Somalia would be nothing. Actually, I think he should have said Syria would be nothing compared to what Nigeria will become. You have nowhere else to go. He said you must rise up. Everyone is telling you to resist, to rise up. Now, I don't know what that means for you. When I hear rise up and resist, it's a call to action, right? It's a call to action. So what are you doing with your voice? What are you doing with your time? If you're not rising up and resisting and speaking truth and spreading this knowledge and awareness to people. So please, just let's take this serious. This is not a joke. There's no time left. You have nowhere else to go. You might be fine with your second passport. Maybe you have 3 passports. You might be fine with whatever status you have currently. But for sure, we have brothers, we have sisters back home, we have family back home, we have loved ones, and we must, the onus is on us to preserve what we have now for the next generation. So with that being said, I'm going to go to the next speaker. I think it's Shan. Wait, Ayodeji and then Shan, right? I'm not sure. I lost the order somehow. I don't know what happened, but Shan, go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Ocean. So a lot has been said. Most of what a lot of people have been saying on Clubhouse for God knows when. Yeah, but I just want to kind of, reiterate some valid points, some things that the governor said that actually struck several chords in me. So the governor said on this issue, he has met severally with the current president of the country on the issues of herdsmen killing, on the issues of open grazing, providing land, specifically providing land for cattle grazing as well, for certain specific socio-cultural group that belongs to, at this point, I don't even know whether to say they belong to Nigeria or not anymore, right? Because if you say they don't belong to Nigeria, but alas, they happen to be the ones dictating the base in Nigeria currently. So, but the governor mentioned importantly that he met the president severally, and that the president was categoric in his statement, emphatic, that the only lasting solution, that at certain point, to I don't know, maybe he used other words, but I think those words that he used were quite specific enough, that the president was categoric, that the only lasting solution to the killings is for Nigerians to give up land for specific purpose. So I just think that that's because in addition to that, I also stumbled on an article, a couple of days back in one of the newspapers that also said that the Sultan of Sokoto, who is also the Grand Council, the Supreme Grand Patron or whatever it is for the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, and the head of the Fulani Caliphate at the same time, was also saying that killings and insurgency and banditry and this general terrorism has come to stay for a while in Nigeria. So if you put this statement aside, alongside what the governor said, the president also said, I think I would be advising Nigerians to brace up for more killings. Right? It's a sad thing to say, but that's the reality. And that's what a lot of us has been saying for a very long time. I'm particularly concerned about killings. Any society that, and the governor said personally discuss these issues with the president in his official capacity shows you to what extent it is important for every Nigerian. And then it goes again to say that even as at this morning, people, that he got a report that 5 people were killed. And he also tried to paint the picture of, because, he was emphatic, stating that not just the killings, but the direct implication of the killings as well is what these people have been battling with for a long time, which is when these killings happen, they also just don't kill, but also leaves a clear message of fear and anxiety among people that were left, so that those people can vacate those places and go directly to the IDP camps. The governor said emphatically that the report of 5 more people that were killed this morning directly relates to an increase in the number of people that will be in the IDP camp in the state today. Right? I don't know how Nigerians are able to sleep at night, because this is already a war situation, people. No matter how much. The only difference is this is a strategic war. Killing had become normal. Like every day, souls, innocent Nigerians being killed. So I don't know what else anyone needs to be convinced that even beyond 2023 elections, these killings will still continue. Just like the Sultan said, that it has come to stay. Because if you really look at the flip side of what the governor also took time to explain, that how in God's name would you explain, the acclaimed surrender? Let's even say they surrendered, right? They surrendered, and you get to pardon them and return them directly to that same community where they killed women, children, fathers, and also babies, pregnant women, and you return them to that same community people. And on the flip side, you say you are fighting the same insurgency. How does that work? Right? So this is the reality, people. So when people talk about these things, and it seems as if they're making up stories of robbers, my people, these stories are not made up. They are realities that we face. And we must all, not as Nigerians right now, as people who want to survive, wherever you are, because what is to come is more. Thank you.
Thank you, Shangiri, for saying that. I think I forget someone was saying something just in line with what you're saying. And I think people think maybe we have time, we can still play around. But the most deadliest type of war is the war you don't know you're fighting, right? Because it's not very evident. This is not Ukraine. No one is saying I'm coming to you. Like it's not in the manner where you're saying. I mean, actually, what am I saying? Like, how much more do we need to know before we realize that we are at war? I mean, the East is being invaded by the Nigerian military apparatus with tanks. We've seen the armored tanks on social media, just like driving into the East, different parts of the East. I mean, we've had evidence from history telling us that they will dip the Quran into the Atlantic Ocean in Lagos. I mean, we've had people saying they would use the willing tools of a certain part of the country to control the other part of the country. We have people saying that the estate, the Nigerian estate, which Nigeria is really an estate. And when I say estate, I mean in the US more like this is my estate. Like, you own it, we're going to pass it down to you.
speaking, I was angry, but people don't understand the context. That was actually making me angry because, you know, when you have the pain that everybody's encountering for you, on the other hand, have twice of that pain, right? Things react different now. People don't tend to understand the context where you, as a person, you're coming from, and it thinks, oh, you are going out of line. But things contribute. If you understand, I basically understand how everybody's feeling now. But some of us, we are feeling those impacts not just twice, but triple times. We tend to react to things differently, right? I'm from Benue State, I'm in the heart of these things, and I can tell you how challenging it is. I can oppose that sometimes put this thing at the same time. At the same time, you see the people are being killed. At the same time, the same people that are yours are bringing another heavy challenge on yourself. We tend to react to things differently, but people don't understand. So when the governor was speaking, I knew I was not supposed to be at the same person. I could not, and I asked question I want, and I will be out of my maybe because of the anger that is being towards things he has done that are not in my favor. Clearly, Mr. Sayo asked me in the comment section what is my view on what the governor was speaking about. And my view has been clear because a few days we've been discussing about this water resource bill, which are totally against it. Not even before governor started speaking about it, we have an honorable that was on another platform. It was yesterday, the day before yesterday, that we that from Benue already understand what has been going on. He has actually told people and people already see because of what's going on. And the guy has been vocal about the whole thing, just the same as the governor, right? So I understand these things, and I understand the other people that way. The people were able to tell me in the room that, oh, we're on the same page, so I should calm down. So I kind of calmed down and said, okay, no problem, I understand. But, you know, like this rightly said, everything he said about the water bill, about the migration and everything, all of us in that city, and we are facing those challenges, right? So it's true. But on the other hand, towards the ending, you could have seen that some of me, I could have said, okay, if you notice it's to change, because yeah, no human is perfect, but I can't just say because he's fighting one fight, but on the other hand, because he's fighting that fight, he has been fighting the fight for the past 8 years. No, the fight was for the past remaining 4 years of his training or so, right? So let's look at the whole thing. I'm not his fan. If you are from Benue State, and you know, aside from this, if happens is nothing like Fulani, it's the killing of Fulani in Benue State. These two cannot even step out of that. Because I don't do sometimes that people say this, they are not lucky the governors from Akume to Susan to this dude. So I understand how those things are. And I'm from there, and I mean, for the past how many years I've been following all those things. I have family members I lost. I have people. It's a direct impact on some of us. So yes, we know how it is. It's painful. But would I neglect part of the incompetence of a governor on the other hand? No, I can't. So on the topic, I'm solely on the same stand as him, as any other person in the room, maybe the majority of the people in the room, right? So we're on the same page on that. But what talk about, I cannot cover up his negligence, his incompetence, because he's doing something that is also good for the whole nation, not just my main state. Yes, that's the truth. But looking at the other hand, when you say he's doing something, if anybody, right, is taking this step their foot in Benue State, you will tend to be understood. If you say Fulani are trying to actually take over the land, as we all know, right, which is true, but all you need is the money for Benue State, you buy property and you renovate, make construction of roads that needs on property, right? I will never stand with it. These are not any lecture that he shouted about. We all know this. So I'm not trying to one single credit aside from organization agenda. It's a big one that was a big win for us. Time to praise. You can't be a governor.
Well, the broadcast is going to be brought to an end. We've had enough from what has been said, and in the next 10 minutes, we'll be coming back live again with a new program. You've been listening to the Draconian Water Resources Bill, and at the beginning of that conversation was the Governor Ortom of Benue State. This was put together by a group known as Yoruba Nation on Clubhouse. I would like to appreciate them for the good job that they're doing. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sorúkọ tèmi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì, tí gbogbo etí láǹfààní àti máa gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu Governor Ortom of Benue State. Is currently in America speaking to different people, and I hope before the end of the year, part of what he said will influence the decision to break up the shit called Nigeria. In 10 minutes from now, I'll be coming back on with another program. Stay tuned as we now end this broadcast. The program is still going on, but I'm going to come out of that and then we will start something else. Thank you so much to every single one of you that have stayed tuned. But we will come back now for our own late night conversation. Thank you so much, and bye for now.